Peter. I am 7 years old. I am in Miss Avery's class, and I am in first grade. I will tell you a story about Patty's pennies. Once upon a time, there was a little girl named Patty. It was his mother's birthday, so she wanted to get her something. So she went to a blue pig, and she got the money out. Bump, 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 bump. 5 pennies came out. So she went to the store. She found 2 pretty things, but finally she made up her mind what she wanted. So then she looked in her pocket for the pennies, but they weren't there. So she said, I must have left them home in my room. So she ran home. While she was running home, she bumped into Big Bill. Big Bill said, Hi, Patty. What are you doing? I'm running home to get my pennies. It was my mother's birthday, and I put the pennies in my pocket. Look in that little pocket, said Big Bill. Maybe you have it in there. Now I'll read you the last page of the story. Yes, here they are, said Patty. Here they are in my little packet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now I can get something pretty for my mother's birthday. Thank you, Big Bill. Thank you. Big Bill laughed. Then he said, I have found pennies on the wall and on the street, but this is the very first time I found pennies up in a packet.
I need you to help me do something.
I'll try. What is it you want me to do?
I want to get rid of my accent and talk better so it doesn't sound like I come from New York. I've tried to do it myself, but it's really hard to hear the sound and correct it at the same time talking. So I figured it would be easier for someone else who had a little distance to make the comparison and point it out to me. So that's how I want you to help me.
Sure, no problem. You want me to correct the words that you mispronounced. That's straightforward enough. How do you want to start?
I'm not sure, but I think if we just...
I'll tell you what. Begin just by talking and describe when it was you first noticed you had an accent.
That sounds good. Well, I guess I really became conscious of the way I talk.
The way you talk?
The way I talk.
It's talk, not talk. You're saying the word too much in your nose. Try to make it less nasal. It sounds like you have a head cold.
Yeah, that's it. That's what I want you to do. You know, point all that kind of stuff out. So it's, talk, right? Talk.
Yeah, that's better.
So I really became conscious of the way I talk when I went to college in Western Pennsylvania. Not that they spoke any better there.
Spoke any what?
Any better there.
It's better there. Can you hear the difference? I think what you're doing is dropping the R's at the end of your words. You know, like when you started to explain what it was you wanted me to help you with. You said something about another person having a better perspective or something, and that you figured, well, it should be figured, and that it would be easier, it should be easier. Also, I noticed that the way you pronounce New York kind of combines both of those things. So it comes out sounding like New York. It sounds lazy and careless.
Yeah, I guess it does. Well, when I went to college, I could feel this definite animosity in people brought out by the way I talk.
When you say brought, it should be more in the throat, brought.
Brought, like that?
Yeah.
That feels funny. I mean, I've never had those words in my throat before.
It's before, not before. Watch the R.
Oh, right. Anyway, at first, I wasn't sure whether it was directed at me. This animosity, I mean. It was hard to figure out whether it was me or whether it was something they were identifying with me.
Hold it, slow down. It's whether, not weather, and sure, not sure, and something, you know, thing with an H, and were, not were. You've got to concentrate on pronouncing the entire word. I know it's hard for you to hear it, but when you string all that stuff together like that, it sounds really sloppy.
Okay, all right. Something. Sure. No, wait. Sure. Sure. I don't know why it's so tough for me to say, but it just is. Anyway, what I was getting to was that it seemed like the way I sounded irritated a lot of people. And the longer I was...
No, stop. You're saying longer without enough of the G. Try to remember there's a G in there and it's pronounced kind of softly. It's longer.
Okay. The longer...
No, too hard. It's longer.
The longer I was away, the more I realized this. And it seemed to trigger all this ill will for this image people had in their mind or something.
I'll bet it did. And all those slurred and mispronounced words can be pretty annoying. It's very rude sounding.
Just wait a minute. I mean, I just want it to be understood that, I am very serious about what we're doing here.
Here, you mean?
Yeah, yes, here. And I just want to keep everything above board.
Above board. There is an R in there, you know.
Bored. You know, I've been toying around with asking somebody to help me do this for a real long time.
You've been what for a long time?
I've been toying around with...
That's incredible. That sounds like a combination between towing and pawing. It's toying. The word is T-O-Y-I-N-G.
Are you sure as to what I'm saying that?
Oh, yeah, that's it. Listen, if you don't want to continue, just say the word.
Well, yes, but, I think we can do without the commentary, though. It just never occurred to me that there was so much hostility in the rest of the country for New Yorkers. When I realized that, I went out of my way not to be like that.
To be like that, not to be.
I was real sensitive at first, but honestly, I felt ambivalent causes of
Now, why don't you say because? It sounds better if you say the whole word.
Okay, because I didn't feel...
It's didn't, not didn't. It's got a D in the middle.
I didn't feel like I had anything to be defensive about. It was like I had a mark against me with some people because of the way I sounded, and I didn't want that.
Well, it's understandable, but again, it's didn't, not didn't. I know it's difficult for you to hear how grating a sound all those nasalized words and dropped consonants are, but I can just picture in my mind somebody else having to listen to that and saying to himself, exactly who do these people think they are, maligning the English language in such a slovenly and distasteful way. I mean, there's a vulgarity about the sound or something, and it's almost as if it were synonymous with belligerence. It really gets to you after a while.
Well, hold on a minute. I mean, don't you think you're reading into it a bit much? I think we're starting to get off the track here.
It's here, off the track here. I mean, it just sounds dumb when you say things that way.
I mean, dumb? What does that mean? I mean, I'm personally just trying to talk purer.
Purer? That sounds incredibly stupid. Purer. It's pure. Hey, you may be intelligent, but if you don't change, you're going to sound like a jerk no matter what it is you're trying to say.
A jerk? I sound like a jerk? I mean, what do you think I'm trying to do? I know it's a handicap. That's what I'm going
take
through
that pushy image, and it's a real thing, and couple that with your repulsive accent, and you become a very offensive person to talk to. I mean, the way you talk is disgusting. It's like blowing smoke in someone's face and expecting them not to wince.
That's great. I mean, that's just terrific. I mean, how long have you been saving that up for?
Look, I think it's admirable of you to try to get rid of all that crap that you have, that language. And when we first started, I thought it was vaguely amusing to mirror the way you sound. But after a while, listening to you becomes so oppressive that to continue, I'd have to be superhuman.
Vodka. Herring. Spaghetti. Bratwurst. Cheese. Chocolate. Wine. Tea. Paella. There's no denying where this comes from. There's a purity to this. The blend is finally a solution.